Yeah, so obviously the other week we looked in the asset store and found a whole heap of furniture models for reasonably low price in comparison to what you got. What that means is that takes some of my time away from asset development. So I'll show you around. I also spent a lot of time working with lighting because at the time there wasn't really much in place of lighting. Everything was just sort of like temporary lights. I ran into quite a few problems with that. I was trying to bake the lighting because ultimately we can't use real-time lighting for for what's going to end up being the final version of the game. It's going to go on the machines out there. So what I did was I investigated.
Did he not sit down and?
No, he didn't. I'm working on the animation of him right now, which is going to be. I've adapted that slightly. He's going to try the food.
Yeah, and then say salty about it.
Too much salt in this. He's going to put,
Probably
and then when she questions him, he's just going to throw the plate off the table.
Yeah.
So that's the first one I'm going to do with the suit, because I'm going to get the suit back out and use motion build, but I'll get into that in a minute. So yeah, we've got all these new assets in, and I've worked on the lighting. The problem I ran into was if you have two meshes next to each other, so say you have two wall planes like that, where the two meshes meet, because the light mapping quality was so poor, you had basically a shadow line, like a seam, running all the way down. It looked terrible. It didn't seem to matter what I did, I could not get rid of those seams.
Use more ambient light.
But it doesn't, because the ambient light is only like a base light amount.
Yeah.
All that would do is essentially change what the darkest point is. So as you increase the ambient light, that basically just washes out the shadows a bit. So it's fine to have a little bit, and I do have a little bit in this scene, and you can probably see it towards the corner. And if I was to go into another room,
is this night or is it what kind of time during the day?
it's night time. I believe I wrote in the design document. It is 8:41 p.m.
Okay.
So in the end, for the European Researchers Night, I had to basically do a hack fix, and I had to just go to purely real-time lighting. And I know for a fact that that's not going to work because real-time lighting is very time-consuming in terms of on the processors. I know that's not going to work as well because we had it running on that giant touchscreen TV, which was running Windows, but obviously it wasn't a very powerful computer, and it was chugging a bit. It had maybe a like a 6 or 7 frames per second frame rate. So we do need to figure out a solution for static lighting. However, for now, it's not necessarily a priority. It's just that when we do get to the point where we need to send a build out there to run on the machines, obviously we need to be using static lighting. I've got new animations in. These ones were hand created. So here is the mother lying on the floor. Oops, got the shader issue there. So that's the moment where she's like broken her arm. I also have a few more.
And this one next week needs to be embedded.
Yeah, it needs to go in the game. I've got a few that are just sitting around that actually just need to be implemented. I've also got a so the teddy bear character is modelled temporarily textured, so it's like a placeholder texture. Skinned and rigged and skinned and animated. So he is ready to do things like say hello. His ears even wiggle.
Okay.
Oh, the hat. I need to fix the hat, but that's minor.
Yeah.
That's just the weight and influence on the hat. So what I've done with him, to give him a little bit of art direction, is I've given him a police hat. So this is the hat that the police officers wear out there. So that's kind of like, just to embed it a bit more in what sort of thing would be out there. Otherwise it would just be a generic teddy bear and there's no real art design and thought gone into it. I didn't want that, so.